Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Boogie Down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Capricorn. I need a Capricorn shirt on right now. I don't have a Capricorn t-shirt on right now. Capricorn, if you're new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you if you have Capricorn as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, or south node sign. Quick shout out to my Etsy shop. I did have my abundance oil back on stock, but it's currently sold out again. Early access, Patreon always gets early access to my drops, my readings. So if you're not on there, sign up. Also, all my readings pretty much from this point moving forward are going to be released first on Patreon early access. Before it was just some of them. Now I'm going to be pretty much doing most of them, except for this one because I just got back from vacation. So I had to catch up. But yeah, thank you, Capricorn, for tuning in. Shout out to you guys. I know it's been some time since we just last spoke in the beginning of May, but now it is the beginning of June. So hopefully y'all are doing all right. Now, let's get into your reading and see what the blunt truth is, what you need to hear right now, Capricorn. You have liar, liar, and then you have settling for mediocrity. You guys get the settling card a lot. You get the settling card a lot. So you have liar, settling for mediocrity. So what is it that you are still lying to yourself about, that you are still settling for? Lying, saying that it's making you happy. Lying, saying that it's good enough for you. What is that? Okay, what is it for Capricorn? Can we clarify liar, liar for Capricorn? Can you clarify liar? Drop the facade. Stop pretending. They say they calling you a liar. They calling you a liar. I ain't saying you a truther. Settling for mediocrity. What is settling for mediocrity for Capricorn? They don't care. Move on. Maybe one more. Upward and onward. Okay. All right, Capricorn. So let's get into it. Let's get into it with my everything deck and see what's going on. What's going on for Capricorn right now? What are they settling for? Or where they need to drop the facade about? Can you give us some more insight on that? For what is Capricorn settling for? Communication, what they need to drop the facade in regards to. Ask for help. Fame. Where is Capricorn settling? Single, they miss you. Liar. Who is lying? You got two liar cards here. Can you tell us more about this liar? What is the liar about? Are you lying to yourselves? Liar. Healing, guilt. Tell me more about lying about whether you're okay, whether or not you need help. You're lying about something. Don't know exactly what it is. Well, it can be different for all of you. I don't feel like it's any just one thing, you know. So we'll just look at that for now. Yeah, so for some of you, lying about what it is you truly want out of life, right? So I'm hearing this in my head. It's like a lot of you have up until this point lived for other people, right? Capricorn is a sign of responsibility. It's a sign of structure. It's a sign of discipline. And many Capricorn placements are brought into the world with like a crap ton of responsibilities given to them, like by their family, siblings, made to be some type of caregiver or some type of mediator or somebody that is just always responsible for other people, right? And so in a lot of ways, you just automatically take on that caregiver role, very similar to Virgo. And you just take on extra responsibilities. You're like, well, I have to be this person for my family. I have to be this person for my friends. I have to be this person. Like you assign yourself all these roles, or you adopt all these roles that were given to you and you keep them forever. And a lot of you are still living for other people, whether you know it or not, or whether you're aware of it or not. So either you're living for other people by not doing things because you're afraid of like what other people are going to think of you, or it's not your norm, or it's not conventional, it's not logical, it's not traditional, and you're trying to pretend that the 9 to 5, the grind hard life is meant for you, maybe because people have always told you like that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just grind, you're supposed to work hard, and you're supposed to have a job, and you're supposed to do this and that. But some of you may not even want that life. Maybe some of you are more like leaning towards, you want like a family type of life, and you want to lean more towards your family. Or some of you want like a different kind of career that's not just like hustle and bustle. Like you want to, be famous, or you want to do something artistic or crafty or something like that. But there's some type of section in your life that you are not being honest with yourself about what you really want, or like you're not going for it fully, right? And so it's going to keep showing up in different ways, where it's like you go for these people that you're either settling for, right? Like you're not happy in your relationships, your friendships, and you keep going towards these people, or you're lying to yourself about how happy you are in these situations. And you're not going to find what you really want until you're honest about it. You have, the truth will come out. So it may come out suddenly, and I don't know in what kind of way. It may come out, some of you, if you're unhappy in your relationship right now, you will be single. Maybe you've been lying to yourself for a while about being happy with the person. Or maybe that you've moved on from past people. Letters in name R, K, I, or J. Letters in name E, P, F, or D. Some people still having a hold on you. You have they don't care, move on, or living for other people. And as far as like trying to prove people wrong or prove people right, whatever it is, there's like some type of addiction to it. You have rejection. So it's like a lot of you are continuing to try to push for the certain type of life because you have a fear of rejection, or you've been rejected. So you're like, I got to keep pushing. I got to keep proving my worth. I got to keep being this type of person. This is the person that they expect me to be, but it is making you very unhappy, And so there's a lot of healing that needs to be done as far as facing that guilt, not living up to that expectation. Capricorns have a lot of expectations placed upon them by everyone, friends, family, whoever. Again, you are looked at as like the one that has it all together, the one that's going to like drive everybody home, get us all there safely, the responsible one. But sometimes you just don't want to be those things. You don't want to have so much pressure on you. So a lot of you have these expectations and this pressure, or you subconsciously put that pressure on yourself. And it's like you feel guilty for wanting to do anything else, wanting to be somebody else, have fun, relax, whatever. You feel like you just have to keep going. So all that to say, we got to work through that and, ask for help and therapy, or ask for help from other people. Learn to ask for help when you can't handle everything yourself, especially emotionally. Emotions can be sometimes a little bit difficult to process on your own. So talking through it with other people, closing out cycles, ending things with other people that are not beneficial, helpful to you. So what is the advice for Capricorn dealing with this energy and needing to be more honest with themselves? What is the advice for Capricorn? What is the advice for Capricorn for needing to be more honest? I don't know what that means. What is it? What is it? Advice for Capricorn needing to be more honest? Blessing in disguise. Move on. Friendship. Can we clarify move on? Rest. Okay, so you have quite a few things came out. Vacation, lots of people's names here. So it's so many people involved, like in like where this stems from. It's not just like one person. It's like a collective of people, that have accumulated over your whole life, that have told you things, that have rejected you, that have let you down, things like that. But like your advice here, you have vacation and you have rest. Okay. So lying to yourself about how good you feel is not going to make you feel better. Maybe very, very momentarily, but it's saying that you have to reprogram yourself to know that rest, and vacation are good. Very similar to what I was telling Scorpio. You could have Scorpio placements. These things are they're there for a reason, for us to embrace and embody naturally and consistently in our lives. Everybody needs rest, okay? Now, from a human design standpoint, before we go any further, now, generators and manifesting generators, you guys may feel like you don't need rest because you have consistent access to your sacral energy. You can push and push and push through energetically, but then you will have a very hard stop, a very hard crash and burn, okay? Because you don't know when to stop a lot of the times. Because you always have energy, whether it's like you can pull it from somewhere, you can keep pushing it, but it's gonna feel like, trying to push through a wall if you don't take that rest, or you're not honest with yourself about, like, does this relationship excite me still? Do these friendships excite me? Does this job excite me? Right? All these things that are frustrating and burning me out, I need to, like, be more honest with that about where I'm settling here. You can be satisfied and you can be excited, like anything in your life that you're like, oh, well, it's very convenient, it's very comfortable, it's like it pays well, but I don't love it necessarily. Those are all things that are not meant for you. So you have to stop settling for those things where you're like, well, yeah, it's good for now and this and that, especially if you have an option to not choose those things. Like, sometimes we have to, like, choose it because there's no other option. But if you don't have to, then don't. Think before you act, okay? For projectors, some of you will keep pushing to the point of burnout, but for projectors, even manifestors too, you guys have undefined sacral. Pushing to just keep pushing, you could face years of burnout, okay? It is serious. It is serious for non-sacral beings, projector, reflector, and manifestor. The more you push, your burnout cycle can last weeks, months, and years, okay? For generators, it usually doesn't last that long because we can get that energy back. We can bounce back faster. You really have to protect your energy or you will be burnt out for a very, 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 very long time, all right? So that's where we're at with that. Family or family issues. Some of you have to move away from that family responsibility, taking on so much with your family. Your family calls on you for every need, everything that's going on. Calling Capricorn help me, Capricorn save me, Capricorn take care of me. Some of you got to retire that role and let other people figure it out. Now there's guilt. There's guilt that goes along with that as well, which is what we have to heal and work through. Letting go of that burden that you are meant to save everybody and be responsible for everybody. And if you're not, if something happens, then it's all on you. No, people are all responsible for themselves, right? Blessing in disguise. Some of you will have to learn the hard way what lying to yourself, where lying to yourself gets you when you lie and say you're happy with something and you're really not, and it doesn't work out. It blows up in your face. And then it's like you have to keep going through it with it being a blow to your self-esteem. But the truth will come out. A new love may prompt you. For those of you that are happy and showing you that you're not actually very happy in your current existing relationship and makes you face that. Sorry, y'all, my throat's going out. But yeah, so there's that. All right, so now let's look at what Capricorn needs to surrender from my surrender deck. What does Capricorn need to surrender here? Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar into your life. And then surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. So a lot of you have a lot of self-limiting beliefs that stop you from going towards what you really want, because of these insecurities you have, or these projections that have been placed upon you, these responsibilities that have been given to you, like, oh no, your family went to this college, you need to go to this college, or you're a failure. Like, you write these storylines about yourself subconsciously all day long. And so you have to be very aware of, like, oh, I can't go for that because I might get rejected, or I can't go for this person because if it doesn't work, this means it's about me. You guys have written storylines out, and so now you have to rewrite them. Rewrite and reframe the way you look at rejection, the way you look at all different things. I forgot to pull shadow cards for you guys. Let me pull that now. I just looked at them like, oh, shadow work. What is the shadow work, or what is hidden for Capricorn in June? What is the shadow work, or what is hidden from Capricorn in June? The Queen of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. Let's see, where's the swords at? Queen of Swords, that's Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Queen of Swords. The situation or relationship calls for detached and logical thinking. Be strategic, reverse, insensitive, and cold-hearted. So Queen of Swords in reverse as your shadow side. This is the way that you treat yourself, or this is the way you talk to yourself. Very cold hearted, detached. Some of you are like your biggest bullies, and I've said this to you multiple times. The way you talk to yourselves, like, if you wouldn't talk to your best friend like that, don't talk to yourself like that. That's the, that's like the rule of thumb. I see it as. So yeah, be careful about how you're talking to yourself, how you beat yourself up, what you repeat back to yourself. Those have power. Those validate your belief systems. Okay, what else is coming towards Capricorn that they need to drop the facade about, what they might be lying to themselves about? What is coming towards? Some of you are lying by saying you don't need rest. If you are a human being, you need rest, okay? If you're a human being, you need a break. Some of you don't look at it like that, but if you have Scorpio placements, this coincides with that. Go watch that reading. All right. So what else about Capricorn that they need to drop the facade about? Yeah, so it's kind of like some of you, they always equate Capricorns with money and work, of course. And to some extent, like, you guys, it's not that you just like money. Like, maybe some of you do, but it's like the achievements that money brings, or like, status brings, that you have something to show for your hard work is money, a lot of times. But success comes in many different forms. So it's like, for generators, you want to be satisfied with your work. You don't want to just make money and be like, well, I have money. You want to be satisfied with the type of work you have. You want to be satisfied with the type of friends you have, what the type of house you have. Like, you want to be happy and satisfied with it. Projectors, you want success. Like, you want recognition. You want to have something to show for your gifts and your talents, and you want to have that success. You don't want to just do something and be empty victory. Manifestors, you want to have that peace of mind that you worked so hard, and you're now finally in a place where you can rest and you can relax, and you're like, okay, I've did this, I've done this. But you have to be honest about your, whatever it is. A lot of you manifestors and manifesting generators, you're people pleasing a lot, which is why you can never reach that satisfaction or freedom or peace that you're looking for, because you're not happy within. Reflectors, a lot of you looking for that delight, that surprise, but you're not being honest about that. You are unsatisfied as well as disappointed with the way things are turning out. Maybe because you're not around the right people, right? So it's like you need that fun. 3 of Cups, you need communication, you need everything. You want all your needs met, and you're not selfish for being that way. A lot of you can easily get to the bag. You can like build the life that you want, but like feeling like you did that, feeling like it feels good to you, it was fruitful, is completely different than just doing something and, you having an outcome. And it's like, yeah, but you want Nine of Cups. You want to feel emotionally fulfilled and satisfied with what you're doing. And a lot of you are not feeling that. Even if you have accomplished something, you're like, well, I don't feel anything. Or it's like, I expected that I would feel differently. If you are like that, then maybe there's something that you're not being honest with yourself about why you're doing it. Why are you trying to accomplish it? Who are you trying to prove something to? That is the real question, and that can help you see if you're doing things for the right reasons. Okay, so last bit of advice for Capricorns. A lot of you, once you really get down to the nitty gritty and you're honest, you're more honest, you're not like having a facade, you're honest with yourself, which is going to be pretty painful. But, we just got out of the full moon in Sag, so it could have really made you see some things differently about truth. Sagittarius is about our truth. Once you can see it differently, you're able to say, okay, I'm going to be honest with myself. This doesn't really excite me. This doesn't really fulfill me. This doesn't really XYZ in my life. So now what? Once you open up that door to admit that you want more out of life, you want something different, then you can start to be open to solutions. You can start to be open to different things. Because most of the times we get stuck because we're like, well, I can't leave this job yet because I don't have the money and I don't have this and I don't have that. There's always going to be an excuse why you can't do something, right? But if you are open-minded, or you're like, okay, well, I don't know where it's going to come from, but I'm at least be open to it. Generators, I'll be open to respond. Projectors, I'll be open to the invitation. Manifestors, I'll be open to the creative urge that comes and finds me. Reflectors, I will wait for clarity. Then things are going to start coming in. Once you can honestly say, okay, this is what I actually want, or this is what I was afraid to admit that I wanted, then all this energy, look at all that fire. You got Knight of Wands, King of Wands, Ace of Wands. That's when the creativity starts to pour in. That's when you start to, get excited. You let your excitement shine through. Generators, you need to really get excited about something, and don't run from your excitement because it's not logical. That's when you're able to really get what you want. All right. For generators, especially, excitement leads to satisfaction. Okay. Every time. Success, abundance does not come from money. All right, wait, I forgot what it was. It was like, I don't know, it was some quote, but money doesn't bring satisfaction. Satisfaction brings money and abundance. That's the key for generators. So looking at what is not worth it, where you've been watering your grass in the wrong places, where you've really allowed your insecurities to take hold, where you've not separating feelings from the facts. You're just talking to yourself crazy. But now you need to be more diplomatic about it and be like, look, these are self-limiting beliefs. I'm going to just look at it and approach it like these beliefs no longer have power over me. I'm going to allow myself to be passionate, be fun, be creative, and drop the facade and stop acting like I'm happy, or I'm excited, or I'm satisfied, trying to force something to fit for my life that doesn't fit. So that's what we got for you, Capricorn. Pretty good stuff here. All right. I hope all of you guys are going to be honest with yourselves from this point on, so you can really be happy. That's the first step in being happy, is being honest. Okay. Getting out of denial. Thank you, Capricorn, for watching. If this reading resonated for you, please let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe so this channel can thrive. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.